Good morning, family, friends, faculty, staff, and soon-to-be graduates. Thank you for joining us today to celebrate this amazing milestone we've all accomplished. I'd like to spend just a few moments reflecting on our shared experience. UT taught us a lot. For the past 3, 4, 5, maybe even 7 years, UT has taught us more than the basic foundation of our scientific knowledge. We had world-class professors who wrote our actual textbooks, free tutoring on various corners of the campus, and countless study groups led by our extraordinary peers. Because of UT, we can walk out of here with more confidence than when we came in. But I'm pretty sure many of you remember that first chemistry exam that made you question whether we really belonged here, or the second time you changed your major with less confidence than the first. We weren't always sitting comfortable feeling on top of the world like we do right now. And with the great deal of knowledge we learned in the classroom, UT also taught us a great deal outside of the classroom. Because despite the missed deadlines, the disappointing grades, and those moments you walked into the exam knowing you weren't prepared in the least, you still pushed forward. With arguably the toughest curriculum in Texas, UT taught us how to persevere, to face challenges head-on, and to ride the struggle bus with ease. These were also probably the most formative years of our lives. Students from many different walks of life, from small towns like Crockett, Texas, or big cities like Houston, with backgrounds from Peru to origins in Nigeria, We've all joined here on this single campus. Throughout our 4 years, we've exchanged our unique narratives that have undoubtedly shaped who we're all becoming. We've digested different perspectives that have caused us to be more knowledgeable, more empathetic, and more respectful. Because of UT, we are not only better learners, but better people. But one thing UT taught me the most is the importance of a supportive community. There's that very famous yet slightly modified African parable, it takes a village to raise a student. And UT was my village. I remember walking into freshman year worried about two major things: not doing well academically and not finding any friends. I began to have hope when I was invited to the Women in Natural Sciences program, a first-year interest group. As a freshman in the program, I attended weekly seminars, was a part of a smaller group of ladies with a shared mentor, and had a dedicated WINS advisor. Having a small supportive community of peers, faculty, and staff helped me stay afloat academically and socially. Because of WINS, it was very easy to find friends who I could study with Wednesday night and party with Friday night. But many of you weren't in WINS. You may have been a part of TIP, biology scholars, in an honors program, or any other freshman interest group. Some of us may not have gone to every single seminar or attended each and every group study session, but most of us felt like we were a part of a community our freshman year. And as Maya Angelou put it, I've learned that people will forget what you said, people will forget what you did, but people will never forget how you made them feel. Although I don't remember the names of the women who led our weekly seminars or the names of each and every WINS student of my class, I will always remember how WINS impacted my freshman year. I felt like I belonged to a village of strong, ambitious women. Many of us were also part of the Freshman Research Initiative, and that gave us a more academically structured community filled with exceptional peers, intelligent mentors, and dedicated principal investigators. There were many impactful conversations that occurred over the lab bench while waiting for our PCR to finish. Being a part of FRI made me not only feel like I was a part of a team of scientists, but also I felt like I belonged to a larger scientific community. And with every class came a new set of peer study groups that naturally formed into friendships, especially when they called for us to be in the PCL working until 4 in the morning on a lab report. If not for those very helpful shared Google Docs, or my friends who always knew the right answers when I was stuck, my 4 years would have been much more challenging. And of course, we cannot forget the communities that formed through our extracurricular activities and student organizations. I still remember how it happened. It was during freshman orientation, and as I was moving in, a black student came up to me and told me to attend an event called Real Talk. So Tuesday evening of my orientation, I walked into an auditorium that housed representatives from various black student organizations, sororities, and fraternities. I walked into an entire community of people without even knowing it. There, I learned about New Black Student Weekend, which is an annual retreat where black students spent the weekend before classes getting to know one another, making class chants, and forming lasting relationships. Having this supportive community was especially helpful for me when it came to the different issues that occurred in the past 4 years, from changes in our national political climate to the tragedy that occurred in the hands of a black student in spring 2017. There were several times where I needed social support that my academic communities couldn't provide that the black community did. There have been many events housed under the Division of Diversity and Community Engagement that have given many students who felt like they didn't fit in a place to belong. Through African Students Organization, an org I've been a part of for all 4 years, I was able to unapologetically embrace my culture. Because of the black community, I truly found a home away from home. And although everyone's experience with different communities at UT weren't the same, and maybe you weren't able to say you had much of a community to begin with, we can all hopefully walk away from here knowing the positive effects that came with support from our family, friends, faculty, and staff. With all the people you've met through these communities, your friends, your mentors, advisors, and of course, our professors, we can move forward from UT with vast, mature knowledge about biomolecular machines, and also knowledge about a push forward in the face of adversity. As I mentioned earlier, it took a village to form the people we are today. We are now equipped to make real connections and therefore make real differences. So, after you walk across the stage and feel the doors opening to the next chapters of your life, I challenge you, in wherever you find yourself, whether it be in Building 10 of the NIH or in front of an AP Biology classroom, to find a village, make a village, and be a part of someone else's village. We love to say, what start here changes the world, but we can't change the world if we can't support and impact those around us. So, weeks, months, or maybe even years from now, you may look back and reflect on your time spent here and realize how incredibly blessed you've been to attend this university. We must be forever grateful to have had the incredible opportunity to graduate from the University of Texas, for everything and everyone that came with it. So with that being said, I'd like to congratulate you all for graduating and wish you the best of luck. Hook 'em forever.